As an old biker says, riding a motorcycle is great, except for the small detail that you're invisible to all cars. Jokes aside, there's an unwritten code that separates the veteran from the one who ends up in the emergency room. Today we reveal the 12 iron laws that only smart people apply. Stick around for rule number 1, because it's the secret that will keep you alive when everything else fails. Let's begin. Rule number 12. The turn signal isn't a contract. It's a suggestion, and sometimes not even that. You see a light flashing to the right. You think, okay, they're going to turn, I'll go straight, no problem. And then the car goes straight, and you're left there with an idiot look, wondering why someone would put their turn signal on and then ignore it. Welcome to reality. People forget their turn signals are on. People activate them by mistake when overtaking. People turn left with the right one on because their brain is slower than their hands, and some directly use them as decoration. If you brake or accelerate based solely on what a little blinking light says, you're trusting your safety to a complete stranger, and strangers owe you nothing. The turn signal isn't an order, it's a clue that might be true, false, or just a momentary whim of the driver. Treat it as such. Wait to see the actual trajectory of the car. Look if the wheels are turning. Confirm the driver is executing what they promised. And then, only then, act. Rule number 11. Rain doesn't kill grip. Paint, oil, and metal do. It starts raining and you see riders hitting the brakes, slowing to 30, caressing the asphalt as if they were on ice. And yes, water reduces adhesion. But the real enemy isn't the water, it's what floats on it. That white pedestrian crossing line that's already slippery when dry, with a thin film of water, becomes soap. That manhole cover polished by thousands of cars, slicker than a water park slide. That oil stain that's been accumulating for weeks in the center of the lane, and now, with the rain, spreads like an ice rink. Wet asphalt still holds you. It gives you confidence, allows you to brake, turn, keep rolling. But those treacherous surfaces don't forgive, and the most common mistake is finding them in the middle of a curve, with the bike leaned over when it's too late to straighten up. The rule is simple. Identify them before you get there. If you can't avoid them, cross them straight. No accelerating, no braking, like walking on real ice. Because, technically, you are. Rule number 10. When tired, you're not a rider. You're a projectile without direction. You've been on the road for 6 hours. The sun is in your face, the wind noise is a lullaby, and your eyelids weigh like lead. You think, just a little further, I'll get there and rest. Lie. You're not going to make it. Fatigue isn't a mood, it's intoxication. Your brain processes information in slow motion. Your reflexes are half a second slower than normal, and suddenly that car braking ahead of you is much closer than you thought. That half second is the difference between a controlled stop and a crash. Between getting home and being taken to the ER. You ride worse than if you'd been drinking, only without the party excuse. And the worst part is you don't realize it. You think you're fine, in control. I just need to stretch your legs. You need to sleep. 10 minutes, 20. Pull over at a gas station, set an alarm, close your eyes. The road isn't going anywhere. The trucks won't stop rolling. But you, if you keep going like this, are going to disappear from it. Rule number 9. Don't swim in the blind spot. There's a magical zone where cars lose the ability to see you. It's right behind their rear pillar, slightly offset to the side. There you can ride perfectly aligned with their door, at the same speed, for miles, and to the driver you don't exist. It's not that they don't look, it's that even if they did, they wouldn't see you. The car's design turns that angle into a black hole for motorcyclists, and you sit there like you're their personal escort, proud to keep pace, not losing ground. You don't realize you're handing over your safety. If they decide to change lanes, they won't see you. If they hit the brakes suddenly, they won't warn you. If they have to swerve, they'll take you out without knowing you were there. The solution is simple and radical. Either you're in front of them, or you're behind. But never alongside. Overtake decisively or drop back patiently. The blind spot isn't a place to stay, it's a place to pass through. Rule number 8. Riding next to another rider isn't brotherhood. It's boxing yourself in. You see two bikes in a movie riding parallel, side by side, sharing the curve as if they were dancing. It looks like cinema. It looks like brotherhood on wheels. In real life, it's a cage with two wheels. When you ride next to another rider, you cut your escape options in half. You can't swerve left because they're there. You can't swerve right because there's the shoulder, or traffic, or the guardrail. You only have straight, and if they make a mistake, if they brake suddenly, if they get spooked by something, you'll run into them. There's no time to react, no space to correct. And if the one who fails is you, you're giving a crash to someone who trusted you. Staggered formation isn't a suggestion, it's a survival rule. The one ahead goes slightly offset, the one behind goes on the opposite side. That way everyone sees, everyone breathes, everyone has a margin. The rest is posturing with consequences. Everything so far has been about others, about reading the car in front of you, the one beside you, the one behind you, about traffic, doors, turn signals, rain. But what comes now is more uncomfortable. It's excuses you make to yourself. About the excuses you make to yourself. About the habits you know you should change and keep dragging along like a rusty chain. Rule number 7. The click of the pump isn't advice. It's an order. You're at the gas station, the pump clicks off, the tank is full. But you look at the screen and think, $50 looks nicer than $47.50. Or worse, there's still room for a little more, for sure. You grab the nozzle, squeeze gently, and that last bit goes in with effort, splashes back, bubbles. You think you've won. You've won nothing. That extra liter doesn't stay inside. The gasoline expands with engine heat, with the sun on the tank, with road vibration. It looks for an exit and finds it through the overflow. Through the poorly sealed cap, through the vent hoses, and it spills onto the hot plastic of the tank, onto the air filter cover, onto your boot, onto the exhaust. And now you're there, surrounded by fuel vapors, with an ignition source 20 centimeters from your leg, wondering why it smells so strongly of gasoline. When the pump clicks off, it's over. Respect it. The money you think you're saving doesn't compensate for the risk of turning your bike into a torch. Rule number 6. Parking downhill is physics' silent revenge. You arrive at that viewpoint with a view of the valley, that mountain cafe, that cobblestone square. You see a free spot right on the downhill. You pull in forwards, comfortable, quick, the bike perfectly aligned. You put the sidestand down, walk away satisfied. Then you come back, get on, want to leave. And you discover that physics exists. The bike now weighs 1,000 pounds. Your boots slip on the sloped ground. Every time you try to reverse, gravity pushes you down. Your fingers cramp on the lever, your foot searches for grip it can't find, and you're there, back strained, pushing against 400 pounds that are laughing at you. Meanwhile, the customers on the terrace watch with that mix of pity and entertainment. All this is avoided with 2 simple feet of reversing before turning the engine off. Park uphill, always. Even if you have to maneuver a bit more, the exit will be smooth, clean, dignified. There's nothing cool about sweating buckets while pushing your bike like a shopping cart. Rule number 5. The ground under the sidestand is not your friend. It looks firm, looks like solid concrete, compacted asphalt, compact earth. Looks like it'll hold, but you don't know what's underneath. That black shiny asphalt in August is soft as butter. That loose gravel not visible from the seat will make the stand slip as soon as you put the weight on it. That curb looks higher than it is, and the stand ends up dangling in the air while the bike slowly leans towards you. And then it happens. The bike falls asleep. First, it tilts gracefully, as if it were going to recline. Then it accelerates, and in less than a second, it's on the ground, mirror broken, lever bent, the sidestand foot digging into your pride. All because you didn't look. 1 second. That's all it takes to glance down before putting the stand down. 1 second to check the ground is solid, level, that the stand won't sink. A 1 second worth far more than the 10 minutes you'll spend fixing the damage and explaining to your friends how you dropped your bike while stationary. Rule number 4. Eye contact doesn't mean they've seen you. You're at a complicated intersection. A car is waiting to pull out. You look at them. They look at you. Their eyes meet yours. They nod, or maybe just blink, but there's contact. You think, they've seen me, go ahead, trust. And then they hit the accelerator just as you reach their level. It's not that they wanted to hit you. It's that their brain didn't finish the job. Their eyes captured your silhouette, your headlights, your helmet. But the central processor, the one that decides what's important and what's noise, filed you as background, as part of the scenery, as something that didn't fit the scene they expected. Psychologists call this looked but didn't see. Writers call it the scare of your life, and it happens all the time. That's why eye contact isn't a free pass. It's not a signed agreement. It's just 2 people looking at each other, nothing more. Ride as if you were invisible, always, even when they're looking you straight in the eyes. Rule number 3. Don't ride with the tank topped right up. That extra liter you put in with love and patience, the one that makes the gauge read more than full, doesn't stay inside. Fuel needs space to expand. When the engine heats up, when the sun heats up, when the bike's own vibration shakes the liquid, the gasoline looks for somewhere to go. And the only exit is upwards, towards the overflow, towards the vapor recovery system. It spills. Slowly at first, then in a steady trickle. Onto the hot plastic of the tank, onto the filter cover, onto your leg, onto the exhaust. And now you have a problem, because gasoline isn't water. It's an aggressive solvent that ruins paint, dries out plastics, seeps into crevices. And it's flammable. Very flammable. That exhaust at 300 degrees doesn't need a direct flame. A few drops evaporating nearby are enough for everything to end in flames. All to save $2. All to see the screen in round numbers. Don't do it. When the pump clicks off, you're done. The tank is full. The rest is greed. And greed burns. Rule number 2. The wave isn't mandatory. Surviving is. Tradition commands. You see an oncoming bike, you lower your left hand, extend your fingers. That peace gesture shared by those of us who understand what it's like to feel the wind on our chest. It's nice. It's tribal. Reminds us we're not alone in this obsession. But there are times when the wave is a trap. You're linking curves, bike leaned over, line just right, hands busy holding the angle, and you see another rider on the other side of the road, and you feel the pressure. The moral obligation to return the gesture. You let go of the left handlebar, extend it for a second, and that second is enough for a wheel to hit a stripe, for a gust of wind to push you, for you to lose the flow of the curve. All to wave. No rider with any sense is going to be offended because you didn't wave back. None are going to think you're antisocial, a loner, someone who doesn't deserve to be in the club. They'll think, he's focused, he's busy, he'll wave another day. The wave is a pleasure, not a penance. If you can't do it safely, forget it. All your life is worth more than any unwritten code. Rule number 1. Your worst enemy isn't the car that doesn't see you. It's the mood you get on with. Hunger. You've been all day without eating. Your stomach is growling. Your blood sugar is at rock bottom. Your brain, which needs glucose to function, starts rationing resources. Concentration drops. Reflexes dull. You see the road as if through a thin fog. And still you get on. Tiredness. You've slept 4 hours, or 5 badly, or been awake for 20 because work doesn't forgive. Your eyelids are heavy, your head wanders, you react when it's already too late, and still you get on. Anger. You've argued with your boss, your partner, your neighbor, you're boiling inside. You need to let off steam, need to feel you control something. The throttle grip becomes your release valve. You accelerate too much, take risks where you shouldn't, overtake on the right, filter between cars like you're in a video game, and still you get on. Hunger, tiredness, anger. The trifecta of disaster. 3 states that turn a cautious rider into a public danger. Not because you're a bad person, because your brain isn't with you. And the bike doesn't forgive absence. If you're not okay, if you're not whole, if you're not at peace with yourself, don't get on. The bike isn't therapy. It's not a psychologist on wheels. It's a machine that demands the best of you. If you can't give it that, it won't give it to you either. Now that you know these rules, let us know in the comments if you'd like to see a video with the best tips and tricks for maintaining your motorcycle. Subscribe and like this video to help us reach more people.